Hello there, and today we're going to be talking about mindset-based approach to getting into a good college, because ultimately it's not just about checking boxes. It's about how you relate and how you handle your self-confidence and all of those things that are mindset related. Everything, even the boxes you do need to check, will be driven by your mindset. So we'll be talking about that in this video. So we really should discuss trying to figure out how you go up figuring out what is good for you, right? What school will be good for you. Second, after that, it is everything's not about academics. Sure, academics obviously has a role, but college education, getting into the right college, is a lot more than that. You also want to begin to learn and understand your story, because your story is going to sell you. Your story, and everybody has a story. You just need to learn how to frame it. It's going to help you find that right college or get into that right college. That's going to come back to your mindset. And lastly, figuring out what the fit is, what's right for you, and you being right for it, and how to match those up. So the whole process of getting into a good school, the right school, that's the important thing. What's good and right. You can make the most out of just about any college you go to and still be very successful in your career. You want to be able to find a school that fits you and you fit it. Your goals, your objectives, your personality fits the goals and objectives and kind of the student body that go there. You want to begin to do some research on that school, right? Where are the students coming from? What are their backgrounds? What are they majoring in? What were they doing in high school? Try to meet some of them if you can. Campus visits. But you also need to know who you are, right? What are your most important values? Have you ever done a values hierarchy? Do you even know what your most important values are in each area of your life? Doing those things. Understanding your beliefs, what you want to accomplish, the goals, what you like best, the size of the school, right? You want big, you want exciting, you want to be able to go to those huge football games and all that. Do you like small, more rural, small town feel? These are all important questions, and you've got to understand you and your personality, your beliefs, your desires, your goals, your values, and you've got to do research on the school. It's not just about getting into a, quote, good school. It's about getting into the right school, because when you're in the right school, you're going to perform better, and that's when that college degree will matter most. As I have shared before, there are a number of students I know who went to the local university and did very well. And they went to the local university because it was the right fit for them, and it was right for them, and they for the university. And I'll use University of Southern Maine as an example, because there have been a number of highly successful people come out of that school, right? Including the actor who played Monk, right? There are well-known people who've come out of that school. One of the biggest, best music agents was my fraternity brother at that school. He's had some of the biggest music industry people like Snoop Dogg as part of his clientele. He came out of that school. All right, academics are important. You need to do as well as you can in high school so that you can have some grades so you do well on tests. Just remember, though, about this idea of perfectionism and driving to be perfect can actually hinder your ability to do really well in every area of your life, which is really fundamentally important to get into a good school. If you are so driven on just academics and you don't show that personal side, and you don't have some of those you haven't developed a well-rounded personality, and you don't come across congenial and likable and all those other things that are intangibles, those grades aren't going to be the ultimate, because colleges want to see the real human side of you. It's important to recognize that and be able to manage that aspect in order to get into the school that's right for you in a good college. That's all mindset related, right? It's so important to develop that mindset because that's going to spill into every area of your life, that well-roundedness, that personality aspect, that what they're really looking for. There's one thing that I have learned, and your ability to get into the right school in a good school is to show that human side of you. It's to tell a story. That college essay, and I would even suggest you might even think about telling that not just in writing, but get them to see a video. Tell that story in video. It's powerful. But there are elements to your story that you need to share. You need to understand the message that you want to give as a human being, right? What's the message you want this college to hear from you? That message is important. Keep it simple, keep it short. Then you need to shape your story, the story you're going to tell, with a protagonist. That may well be you. Or maybe it's a teacher who influenced you. Maybe it's your parent who influenced you. Who's the good guy in the story, the one who's helping you learn that message? The antagonist. There's got to be an antagonist. What is it? Doesn't need to be a person. It can be a thing. It can be a mindset. It can be a thought. But you need to have an antagonist in there. You need to have some dialogue in this story, right? Back and forth between you and the protagonist and somebody else. There's got to be a dialogue thrown in there, conversation. Then you want to end this with kind of a catch line, a hook, a re-emphasis of the message, but in a different way. When you put those elements together, and it becomes your story, and when I say your story, it doesn't have to be a personal, like about your biography. That's the point I'm trying to get. You take one moment in your life, that's the story. It's not like, this is who I am from kindergarten on up. No. You're taking a moment in your life, an experience of your life, and you're shaping it with those guidelines. That's your story. You learn to tell that, and you are way, way ahead of the game. So in this story that you're telling, I will suggest to you that showing your mindset of resilience, showing your growth mindset, showing your mindset of a champion is really the message in some wording or other that you want to portray, because they need to understand that you've got a handle on this mindset for success, that you are going to be able to handle what college brings to you, the stresses that college brings, the pressures, being away from home, meeting new people, becoming a leader in some ways. Those are all mindset related issues, and they need to see that you have it. They want to know that you've got this mindset of a champion. So you need to make sure you've developed it, developing it, right? Because once you kind of put the core there, it's a regular process. You need to, I use a metaphor quite a bit. You need to weed that garden, because weeds are going to come in. So once you kind of clean out the garden, you've got those beautiful plants in there and all that, you need to now keep weeding it, because the world's going to kind of try to blow these weeds in. That's that mindset that we're talking about. You need to show that to the audience. Now that brings us to the end of this particular video. And again, important message there. I hope you take out what you needed from that. Encouraging you to subscribe to our channel and check out other videos. In particular, you might be interested in the video why teens stress so much about college. Check that video out today. Come back and see us in another, and live life to its fullest.